Bob, there is a brick that awaits you to be laid. Now all that awaits is your payment.
Happily, Jim, since it is tax-deductible. Back now to the torch relay. Week 1 continues with a trip through the sparse, entrancing landscape of Arizona and Nevada. Then back into California. At State Capitol Sacramento, there's a ticket waiting for a ride on the Union Pacific's torch relay train. The torch chugs north through majestic redwoods and thick Douglas firs, pausing in Eugene, Oregon to pay tribute to the late Steve Prefontaine, and where today, hammer thrower Lance Deal looks ahead to Atlanta and winning America's first Olympic gold in that event in 40 years. Week 2, the torch turns east across Washington and the Snake River, through Idaho's potato fields, then into Utah and Salt Lake City, whose residents learned just a month ago that they will be hosting the Olympic Winter Games of 2002. From Utah, the torch relay confronts Wyoming's rugged splendor and then heads south to Colorado. Under Pikes Peak, there's a stop in Colorado Springs, U.S. Olympic Committee headquarters and site of a high-tech Olympic training center. Science in search of gold. By the middle of week 3, days 18 and 19, the relay leaves the Rockies and follows the 350-mile route of the old Pony Express through the prairie grass and sagebrush of the Great Plains. The torch tracks through St. Joseph, Kansas City, and then into Oklahoma, birthplace of the 1912 pentathlon and decathlon gold medalist, Jim Thorpe. Said Sweden's King Gustav, as he awarded Thorpe one of those medals, "Sir, you are the greatest athlete in the world." A grateful Thorpe replied, "Thanks, King." There will be no rest for the Olympic flame as it journeys across America, but we will take this short break.
To some, people are either Brazilian or Norwegian, Indian or Chinese, South African or Dutch. To us, it's much simpler than that. People are just small, medium, or large. Hanes, proud to sponsor the U.S. Olympic team from head to toe.
Word has it that the Olympic torch relay is coming right through here, and it's presented by Coca-Cola. This is a once-in-a-lifetime, can't miss, gonna get big goosebumps kind of deal here.
The Olympic Torch Relay, proudly presented by Coca-Cola.
Whoa, only 287 days to go. Wonder if across the road would be a better spot.
Mi amor, parece diferente esta noche.
Que no terminé de tipear el informe mensual de marketing. Es un plomo y me están presionando.
No te lo puedo creer. ¿Todavía no has oído hablar del nuevo software de reconocimiento de voz de IBM? Vos simplemente le hablas y te lo escribe automáticamente.
Estoy anonadada.
During the 1996 Olympic torch relay, millions will experience the inspiration of the Olympic flame. As the presenter of the torch relay, Coca-Cola takes great pride in bringing this experience to more people than ever before.
As construction on the Olympic Stadium progresses, I am standing roughly in the area where the starting point will be for the 200 meters during the Olympic Games next summer. In fact, they'll take off somewhere in the vicinity of the Missouri-Illinois border, if I understand it correctly, and the organizers have assured me they'll move the map out of the way so that nobody stumbles. As the days dwindle, Olympic activity increases, and for a one-year-to-go look at the Atlanta Games, we turn again to Jim Gray. Jim.
With just about 1 year until the Games, the excitement is building around the city of Atlanta. In March, Olympic Committee employees got a boost from the President and the Vice President.
You will stun the world by your performance here.
You will do that. The Cultural Olympiad hosted Nobel laureates of literature from around the world. As for the competition venues, May was the month that the beach volleyball park was dedicated. The Lake Lanier rowing course got high marks last month as rowers cruised the smooth waters at the U.S. Rowing National Championships. In August, other venues will get a taste of Olympic caliber competition. The Synchronized Swimming World Cup will take place at the Georgia Tech Aquatic Center. Yachters will sail the waters of Wausau Sound in Savannah for an international regatta. Clark Atlanta University will host a field hockey challenge. The International Horse Park is preparing its stables and trails for a 3-day endurance event. And the Birdies will be flying at Georgia State for the U.S. Badminton Championships. Tickets for the games next summer have been selling at a brisk pace. However, 2/3 of the sessions are still available, including many marquee events like track and field.
By day 23, the torch will have crossed the Texas border, dropping south through Dallas-Fort Worth, then stepping its way to Houston, where the inimitable Bella Caroli is training future Nadias and Mary Lou's, and where 34-year-old Carl Lewis is readying himself for one last Olympic campaign.
In 1980, I knew that I'd go to 50 more games, so it was just happy-go-lucky. In 1984, that was my time to seize the moment, and that was kind of the crowning jewel for me. 1988 was, we're back, and I wasn't really sure that I'd be back after these years. 92, there was no way I should be back here.
Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
And now, 96 is coming up. It's like, give me a break. You're still at this madness.
You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser.
A few gray hairs speckle Carl Lewis's head, and he's not winning every race he runs as he did a decade ago. But Carl Lewis hasn't completely removed himself from the track and field scene. As the elder statesman, Carl is still providing the public with a steady diet of the long jump, qualifying for the World Championships this summer. But the desire to reenact the feats of a decade ago has evaporated with the heat of the Houston track.
It isn't that I'm physically drained and I can't do all four anymore. It's just that it takes so much motivation and concentration. But the desire to go out and win four medals, to prove it to myself, isn't there anymore. I mean, because I've done it.
Carl Lewis is truly a man who can say, I've been there and done that. Cut an album.
Been there, done that.
Starred in commercials.
Been there, done that.
Ran a business.
Been there, done that.
But the Carl Lewis of the mid-90s is more introspective.
As you mature, you become in more control with your emotions and your mental state.
So what's left for this top dog? For Carl Lewis, there is some unfinished business.
Hope and pray they do things like give me Rolls Royces and Harley Davidsons like they did Kareem and Gretzky and stuff like that.
Yes, well, will his final goodbyes be at the Olympic Games in the year 2000?
I'm going to set that record straight now. I will not be competing in 2000. That's a promise. That's a promise. That's a promise. That's a promise. That's a promise.
From Carl's Kingdom, the torch relay follows the music to New Orleans. Day 31, 6,600 miles, through Memphis, and then it's up the wide Mississippi to St. Louis, gateway to the West, and host of the 1904 Olympic Games. Across the river, we note the spot where the world's greatest female athlete began her ascent, Jackie Joyner-Kersee of East St. Louis, Illinois, the winner of 5 Olympic medals. Joyner-Kersee has an excellent chance to win a couple more next year in the long jump and heptathlon. In a touch worthy of Mark Twain, the torch steams by paddle wheel up the river to Iowa City, corn country, and home to one of America's wrestling legends. It was 1972 in Munich that Dan Gable won Olympic gold. Then he became a championship coach at the University of Iowa. His teams have won 13 national titles in 19 years, a record that has put him on the short list to be named the next U.S. Olympic wrestling coach. We're close to the halfway point as the 1996 Olympic torch relay continues after these messages.
Information within a hospital is very, very critical.
We're talking everything from medical patient care forms, food menus, every type of printed piece of paper was previously done in an offset press environment, and now we're doing it on the Docutech publishing system.
We've cut our document budget by 30%. The key is to better use those patient care documents and make them more efficient.
Putting it together.
When I tell people I'm a wrestler, they ask me if I'm one of those guys they see on TV with the face paint and the funny names. And they ask me if I jump up and down and climb up on the ropes and all that. Sure, it's just like that.
Champion, official outfitter of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team.
Betsy King, Michelle McGann, Helen Alfredson, Amy Alcott, and more tee off at the Jow Big Apple Classic, next on NBC.
The Atlanta torch was designed by a Greek-American, Peter Mastrogiannis, made of aluminum and Georgia pecan wood. It's meant to resemble the simplest of ancient torches, a gathering of reeds bound by twine. And in case you were wondering, burning time is 30 to 40 minutes. Torch Relay, day 37, mile 8,200, from the land of 10,000 lakes, Minnesota, to the land of great skates, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And there you'll find two retired stars of the most recent Winter Olympics, Dan Jansen and Bonnie Blair. 2 days later, our fast-moving torch has reached Indianapolis, where next March, Janet Evans, the four-time gold medalist, hopes to grab a spot on her third Olympic swim team. Then it's south to Louisville, Kentucky, birthplace of one of history's most popular athletes. We know him as Muhammad Ali, but back in 1960 at the Rome Olympics, he was a promising 18-year-old boxer named Cassius Clay. Dancing, jabbing, prognosticating, the brash teenager won the gold while serving as the chief source of entertainment at the Olympic Village. The rest, as they say, is history. The relay reaches Columbus, Ohio. In the town center stands a statue commemorating an Ohio State student who became the most famous Olympian of all. On one day in 1935, Jesse Owens set 6 world records. A year later at the Berlin Games, this son of a sharecropper and the grandson of slaves became an international hero. 4 events, 4 gold medals. From Columbus, the torch motors to Detroit. Then it's a cruise by oarboat across Lake Erie, docking at Cleveland's sparkling new Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And next, through Pennsylvania, upstate New York to Boston, site of the world's most famous marathon. And since the Boston race, like the Olympics, is celebrating its 100th birthday next year, the torch on day 50 will knock off 24 miles, 1,232 yards, the distance of the original Boston Marathon route. Jogging south, there'll be a chance to grab a bite of the Big Apple, circle the Liberty Bell, visit Babe Ruth's hometown. Then in the nation's capital, take a tour past monuments to some other heavy hitters, Washington, Jefferson, and Lincoln. And so at this point, it seems appropriate to hear from the man who resides in the White House, the 42nd President of the United States.
Next summer, for the 4th time in the 100-year history of the modern Olympics, the United States will proudly host the Summer Olympic Games. Atlanta, Georgia will be the site of the largest, most modern Olympics in history. In April of 1996, the Olympic flame will be brought from Olympia, Greece, to our shores. Over the next 7 weeks, 10,000 torchbearers will carry the flame through 3,000 communities all across our great land in the most extensive torch relay ever. Millions of Americans will be watching all along the way. The Olympic flame is a brilliant symbol of the spirit of the Games, and the torch relay will celebrate our nation coming together to serve as host to the world. The Olympics are about challenging ourselves and our nation to be the very best we can be. They're about competition, but they're also about cooperation. Cooperation among teammates and among nations. And the Olympics are about people succeeding when they work hard and play by rules. These are truly American values. And next year, they'll come alive in Atlanta. I thank the thousands of volunteers throughout the South who are working so hard to extend their warm hospitality to the 2 million expected guests. I encourage you to take part in the torch relay in your community and to join the nation in celebrating the centennial Olympic spirit.
On day 58, the torch arrives in North Carolina, the home state of a basketball wonder who helped the United States to 2 gold medals. At the 1984 games, Michael Jordan was 21 and about to embark on his pro career. In 1992, he was one of the cornerstones of a dream team that captivated the world. The relay maintains a southerly direction until Columbia, South Carolina, where there's a shift to north by northwest, heading toward the Blue Ridge Mountains. After Knoxville, it's west to Nashville, a city identified with a sprinter for the ages. At the 1960 Rome Games, Wilma Rudolph was 20 years old, one of an extraordinary group of Tennessee state runners who called themselves the Tiger Bells. That Rudolph had even made it to Rome was improbable enough. Childhood illnesses left her with a crippled left leg. She refused, though, to be confined by a pair of cumbersome braces. She learned to walk on her own. And eventually, she took flight. At Rome, Rudolph won 3 gold medals in dazzling style. Upon her death last year, her legacy was noted. She had bequeathed a prevailing sense of hope to all who would follow her. From Tennessee, the torch is Alabama-bound through Birmingham, an Olympic soccer venue, and Selma, a city associated with the civil rights movement of the 60s. Olympic soccer also will be played in Florida, with prelims scheduled for Miami and Orlando, hometown of Michelle Akers, the most highly touted member of the much-touted U.S. women's soccer team. A product of the University of Central Florida in Orlando, Akers is the all-time leading scorer in U.S. national team history. Finally, into Georgia. The torch relay will take 10 days to reach its final destination, Atlanta Centennial Olympic Stadium. So that's the torch relay route for 1996. It'll begin in Greece and end right here in Atlanta. Billy Payne, thanks a lot for your hospitality.
Thank you, Bob. We really look forward to rolling out the welcome mat for America and the rest of the world.
So the countdown has begun for Jim Gray and, of course, for Billy Payne. I'm Bob Costas. So long from a work in progress, the Atlanta Centennial Olympic Stadium.
Atlanta 1996 is brought to you by Champion, official outfitter of the 1996 U.S. Olympic team. By the Document Company, Xerox. By Coca-Cola, the proud presenter of the Olympic Torch Relay. And by IBM, solutions for a small planet.